Welcome to Adrift and Aldhalor, our weekly actual play D&D show set in our homebrew world of Arden. Our music is licensed through musicbed.com, and our ambience is occasionally from not Musicbed, TabletopAudio and or Syrinscape. I'm gonna bring Shannon in.
Who's that?
You.
That's me.
To talk about our partners.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Paradice. Whether you're watching live on Monday, recorded on a Monday, or recorded anywhere else, we're happy you're here. Let's talk about some partners, the people that make Paradice, starting with Arcane Spectacles. They are your source for personalized D&D themed Christmas ornaments and tabletop notch. That's not what it says, but that's what my brain says. It's top-notch tabletop, but I like tabletop notch.
You okay there?
Yeah, great. Moving on. Top-notch tabletop RPG accessories. With the ability to personalize their ornaments with your D&D's words are hard today. With the ability to personalize their ornaments with your D&D party's names, you'll have a unique and memorable keepsake. They also offer dice, mugs, wood spell trackers, wood dice vaults, and much, much more. Visit them at arcanespectacles.com to check out all of their incredible products. Scroll. Underground Oracle Publishing. They are a best-selling, Emmy-nominated TTRPG publisher building new and exciting settings for the cipher system of every genre that you can imagine. Each setting includes everything you need to explore its unique world, including lore, species, descriptors, foci, creatures, ciphers, artifacts, and all of the rules that you need to play. For as little as $3, you can join their Patreon and help shape each of the worlds that they create.
Nice.
Next. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They just released a moth-based humanoid species.
Ooh, that's pretty cool. And Keith and Jess are cool peeps, so go support them. Edward Yorke is our beloved character artist. You will see our character art scrolling momentarily. You saw it on our waiting screen. He is an illustrator based in the UK who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact with him, visit eyorke.com. Last but certainly not least, we have 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, high-quality accessories for D&D and other tabletop role-playing games. Sean uses their...
Did you say 1984?
No, I think I said 1985.
Oh, okay, my brain broke for a second.
Oh.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Go ahead.
Okay. 1985 games. They're wonderful. Sean uses their NPC cards. Sean, tell us about them. Do you like them? No, do you love them?
I do love them. I have used almost all of them, so I don't use them as often, but some of our foundational NPCs, though, in this campaign were based off of these ones, such as these two.
I know who those are.
Who are they?
Navira and Roland.
Yeah.
Hey.
Do you remember what's on the back of them?
There's 6 different things. I know that.
That's true.
Because they're interchangeable. Secrets, personality, flaws, goals, quirks. And I don't remember the last one. What's the last one?
I also don't remember the last one because like 90% of them have those 5.
Okay, so I did it.
Of them that have skill. Yeah, they interchange skill and quirk. I think because some of them are like non-combat NPCs, they have quirk, and combat NPCs have skill.
Got it. Those cards are wonderful, amazing. Sean loves them. And so if you'd like to purchase those or any of their awesome other products, use the code paradiceprod for 10% off your entire order. Yep. If you were going to say something.
Oh, I also have their deck of stories, which I don't use as often, but it's basically a little adventure prompt. It doesn't give you the full like encounters of an adventure, but it gives you a little prompt for an adventure and then like next steps, basically like questions on how to take it next. So these are pretty cool, and these you can buy based on like settings. So I have, I think, a seafaring setting, and I don't remember the other.
Was there a cyberspace one?
It's not a cyberspace one. It's
not
like
cyberspace.
it's supposed to be like Modron themed. It's supposed to be like order themed.
Yeah. Cool. So, if you have not yet joined us on Discord, do that. Your mic's on. I don't know what that was, but it was adorable.
I think it was a cough.
It sounded like a hiccup.
That was Mike, not a wounded baby goat.
You can continue now.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Michael. Recaps and VODs are on Discords. They are not up to date, but they're close. They're close enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what your last recap was.
Most
but
of them
the VODs are very close.
The recaps, most of them are written. I just haven't posted all of them because there's a gap, and I don't want to. I want it to be consistent. So once I fill the gap, they'll be like, I'll unload a lot of them because we're pretty behind though. We're like a good 10 behind right now.
This is why Sean and I need to meet consistently to get shit done.
I don't usually write recaps at our meetings.
No, but we talk enough.
But you make me get them up.
I wrote this recap for you, so you're welcome.
He did not. I thought he was going to burp too.
I thought you were about to burp.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't. We are professionals.
I will
Alex.
meet you on Discord.
Don't you dare.
All right.
Join us in all the places and the links that Steph's going to put in chat for us, and let's play D&D. That game.
What are we playing? A D&D?
Monopoly.
How do you, what's our acronym for Adrift and Aldhalor?
It's you.
AI.
All right, people. Before we lose it, become too silly to play in our very serious ghost town.
Yeah, no, it is pretty serious.
Get us in the mood, Sean.
Okay. Last we left off, our party. Just want to double check. Yep. I'm paranoid now about the audio levels. Last we left off.
Sorry.
The lines are moving, Jen. Last we left off, our party arrived in the accursed land of the Gosu haunt, in the sinking harbor city of Stormbreaker Landing. They find themselves stranded there as their rowboat rotted into the very waters as they stepped onto the pier. The only thing protecting them from the malevolent spirits is the dim light of a lantern shedding golden light. The owner of this lantern greets them, a man named Norlin Lothamos, who claims to be the last person alive in the city, and the last of an ancient house that led this city in the past. After a tense introduction, he invites the party into his home and explains how he can live in such a defiled place. He burns a special plant called Blessed Wort, which staves off the creeping undeath outside. He has limited supply, a single potful left. But the whole country of Gosu Highlands seems to be overtaken by this undeath, this miasma, this defilement. So there are no more shipments that come to Stormbreaker's Landing with these specific herbs. He explained the downfall of these highlands and the sudden takeover of the undeath that envelops this land. The party offers to help if they can, for the sake of their own reputation, and to create a potential safe place in an otherwise wildly dangerous region before they head towards the capital. How will they do this? Go to the lighthouse, which serves as an astrology tower, and ignite the fires there with some of Norland's remaining blessed wort. Currently, the tower seems to be a large source of the undeath. They would do all of this in hopes that the flames will purify the city and allow ship passage once more, creating a safe harbor against this creeping undeath, as well as allow them to send Amira back to her father. Norlin agrees to the plan and brews the party an elixir to help them get to the lighthouse, and a package with instructions on how to light it with the blessed wort. After some rest and discussion, the party departs and heads into the harrowing streets. The detritus, the miasma, and the strange fungal growths make the city streets difficult to navigate. And at one point, the party must pass over a large pool of coagulated blood flowing from a pile of corpses at the base of a ruined house. In the middle of their crossing, a suspicious and inanimate chair suddenly bursts with the collective spirits of the damned. A haunt, as Norlin called it, an accumulation of those trapped within this undeath, creating a malevolent entity, huge and foreboding. This was no party, no fight the party could win. It also was no party. But they kept the cursed souls at bay while fleeing, though the entity nearly killed Saskia. And as you learned a few sessions ago, anyone and anything that dies in this land stays here in the undeath. Once away from the haunt, more spirits attacked the party, for not all of them consumed the elixir to help them move through this land undetected by the undead. But through quick wit and no shortage of fear, they were able to completely flee, but not unscathed. They hid in the stone archway that leads into the next district of the city, the marketplace. Here, Bruce used some new magic to conceal Jacquette behind an aura that depicted him as undead, so that those around would not see him as a living creature. Inside the next district, you spot the silver spectral footprints of long-dead ghosts wandering the stalls of the old, rotted marketplace. You all contemplate your next moves. Once on the other side, you should be able to find a place to use your magic to get to the lighthouse. But Stormbreaker Landing is proving a formidable foe to iron and mana. So, some of you wounded, some of you even close to death, perhaps, rest within this narrow passageway. It's about 10 feet across, but rather long, actually. About 20 feet long, 10 feet across. Stone archway goes over above you. When you ran to this location, you noticed that there seemed to be some kind of crossing above the archway, and two sort of stone towers that sort of flanked this this underpass, and then some small walls with other structures all around it. The district you just left seemed to be largely residential, just ruined houses and coagulated blood and old bones and ghosts. You also will remember those bat-like hand creatures flying about the sky. Peeking through this archway, but without entering into the next space where you know danger may lie, you can see in the center is a tall fountain. That fountain is upon a plinth of steps that lead up to it, that is about a couple feet tall, and then the walls of the fountain are an additional couple feet. Inside, you can see there is a dull reddish glow coming from within it that rises up to a statue. This is not like the empty fountain you saw in the last district that was more of a flowing fountain. This is more of a statue that happens to have a little small fountain beneath it. More of a place to go and gather water than something to just simply look beautiful. The statue is very tall. rises up, spiking at 150 feet tall. It depicts a humanoid, but with featureless face. They wear long robes that flow down to their ankles, with bare feet resting at the top of the fountain. One hand is held up aloft, directly upward. And like I said last week, you can see that this holds a brazier that once may have been lit. The other hand seems to be holding tablets. But the most defining thing is this brazier, this faceless, well, featureless face, and these tablets. Perhaps a figure of this city in the older days, perhaps a religious iconograph, but not something that any of you are familiar with. Although Fear and you do know that this land had some other religious sects within it that are not part of the general population of Aldhalor that you all have gotten to know. The traditional religions of the world. Not even necessarily parts of the what could be seen as the remnant old gods. These are unique to this land. Perhaps just variations of other gods, but there seems to be some religiosity to this statue. Beneath it, there are 2 rows of stalls, or vendors, rotted old vendors that once held up the marketplace. There's roughly 16 of these displayed in the circle around, 8 in each row. The overall square is about 80 feet across. So a decent-sized courtyard. The surrounding square around is filled with various different buildings that at one point were likely shops of some kind, in various states of disrepair. The one thing I will say is that this section looks a little bit more sturdy. The buildings don't look like they're all half rotted away or half collapsed. It seems as though the undeath in this area has not instilled as much decay into the square, although there's very much still a reek of undeath in this area. And like I said before, you can see those little footprints on the ground of ghosts walking throughout it. Very much so as if they were walking through a marketplace. You can even see them stopping. You can even peek and see a few of them coming in and out of some of the buildings on the left and right. You would not be crazy to guess that they are walking about this area as if they were still alive. The growth of blood, coagulated blood and fungus, seems to be gathering in the corners of spaces, but less so in the middle of the square where the stalls are. Keen eyes would, so basically not Bruce, would see that the largest accumulation of filth and defilement is on the opposite side of the square, which you also surmise is where you need to go to get to the next one. It's about 100 feet across, 80 feet wide, 100 feet across, with some little indentations here into the buildings and some alleyways you notice as well. You get a distinct sound of water brushing up against probably a sea wall that's on the left side, past the buildings. And then on the right side, past the buildings, is the ramparts that you know surround the whole city. What would you like to do?
Are we short resting here? Under this, I don't remember if we decided if we were going to short rest or not. Peeps.
I think we should. It seems like somewhat of a nice place for reprieve. But I think one of us should stay watch. I think one of us is not going to get the rest.
One of us have something that might protect us? while we're here?
Yeah. What about one of those circles?
Fortunately, I don't have the proper reagents for that, right?
What do you need for it?
I need either holy water or about 100 silver pieces worth of iron.
Oh.
It's
What
all
about
right.
in the market stalls?
Maybe if you want Ghost, the Ghost version of it.
No, I think living creatures are probably affected, but non-living things like metal or... Well, I doubt we'll find any holy water here.
I think that I don't know. It seems like the center of the square seems safest. If you'd like, maybe we can rest by that fountain over there. I can keep watch. I don't need to rest.
Quick interjection. Septimus, you are a cleric, which means that you can technically use an hour. I guess you don't have the powdered silver. Never mind. If you find powdered silver, you can make holy water for cheaper than the other reagent. Yes.
If I put a bunch of silvers in a bag, and I forget what it's called when you cheating or something like that, and make silver dust that way.
If anyone has a means of powdering your silver pieces, I would absolutely allow you to powder your silver pieces in some way.
I have a really big rock.
It would basically add time. Like instead of this taking an hour to just make it out of the powdered silver, and it also requires one first level spell slot. You would add some time on it for Fear or anyone to be powdering it, depending on the means of powdering. If you're literally just crushing it with your maul, that'll take a while to get the amount that you need. You're probably looking at least adding an extra half hour
Like
to it.
a mortar or pestle thing, I'll just like...
Yeah, I mean,
roll
I
it
imagine
over.
I would allow you to make like an athletics check to see how well you powder. But if someone has another means of powdering the silver, I am all ears. But yes, it is a part of the holy water item that clerics and paladins can make it using 25 silver for our system worth of powdered silver and one first level spell slot with an hour-long ritual to make holy water. So that is a cheaper way, I guess is what I'm saying, than the other reagent cost of Magic Circle.
Why can't he just get his big hammer and just start smashing it?
He can. It's just going to take time to properly get it to the necessary consistency to create holy water. It's not like you just have a bunch of pebbles of silver and throw it in water. It needs to be a powder.
Yeah.
It's called sweating when you just jingle coins together in a bag so much that they start to break down enough that you get
Interesting.
bits of metal that had worn off the coin were recovered from the bottom of the bag.
You learn something
So
new
that's
every
a
day.
better way than coin clipping, which we could do.
I could use the spell Shatter, but I'm not sure how efficient that would be.
Yeah, and I could make the right tools. I need an hour to do that.
Why don't
Well-
we just stay under the bridge for an hour?
And see what happens.
Yeah. Not walk out into the open.
Okay. Sounds like a plan to me. I really need this rest.
Me too.
All right, so you're staying in the little tunnel?
Mm-hmm.
And is anyone foregoing their rest to be on watch?
No.
I am.
All right. So, Fearn, you can go ahead and give me a perception check for your watch.
Alrighty. $17.
Okay. Fearn, would you be splitting your watch between both ends of the tunnel or keeping your eye on a particular side for the whole hour?
So one end of the tunnel is where we came from, and the other is towards the square, I'm assuming.
Yep.
So I'd probably be more focused towards the way we came from, considering that's where the danger was. But I'd say I'd probably split it like 60-40.
Okay.
I mean, Bruce would also probably be watching, just he can't do as well.
Well, you could use Lally Rock. Oh wait, no, you left Lally Rock behind.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it would just be kind of a blurry, some blobs.
Oh, well, you have your tremor sense. You can at least keep a 30-foot perimeter at the end, one of the ends if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right, so go ahead and both of you. Well, you already gave me yours. Bruce, which end would you keep that?
Ooh.
Probably the one that Fearn's spending less time on.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I also rolled a natural 20.
Nice. So we have a 17 from Fearn and a natural 20 from Bruce.
For 26.
For 26, hell yeah. The rest of you are short rested.
Yes.
So I imagine the three of you are gathered in the middle of the tunnel while they are flanked around you. Bruce, I'll go with your nat 20 first. So over the course of this hour, you are watching the various goings on of this market square. You can see about 30 feet into it, which is actually pretty good since it's 80 feet across. So you can see basically up to the fountain with your tremor sense. You can't see into the fountain or anything about the fountain without stepping into the square, but you can at least see basically the building to your left, the building to your right. You can actually even see some of the interiors of it, and the first half of stalls. Interesting, actually. Bruce, you can see some of the creaking of little creatures. Some of those little hand bats with their eyes, just sort of crawling around or stretching their wings as they hang from a banister.
The fuck is that?
To the right, you can see there's like some sludge that is gathered in an area, and every now and then you can just sort of see like a hand come out of it. That's like a humanoid arm that then sucks back into it.
I imagine Bruce makes all these visual disgust. Visual, like, on his face, he's disgusted, but he, he doesn't say anything as he's just looking towards a wall.
He looks like someone who has VR goggles on while everyone else is in the normal world, and he's just and you get the very, since you got a nat 20 and a 26, just the faintest visuals of the ghosts themselves stepping and walking through. You don't get like full profiles because they don't impact the material world enough. But it's odd because in the previous section you saw these slouching, haunted, horrible creatures, just malformed and broken. These ones are normal. They're just people. You see footsteps, you see someone tapping their foot as they're standing by a stall. Everyone is just moving about like a normal day. What strikes you most, though, and this is not in the square in front of you, but in a slight alley to the left, and in one of the ruined buildings. Amongst these ghostly footprints, there is one set of footprints impacting like a normal, full, material person. Somebody or something corporeal is in that building.
Double take. Bruce sidles up to Fearn. I think there's something that's not a ghost in that building over there.
Is it dangerous?
I don't know. I can't get a good look at it. It's in a building.
Can you try and get its attention, or you want to just wait until everybody wakes up?
I'm just gonna keep observing it, and I'll do something if it gets close to us.
So spatial
Okay,
clarification for you. You could only see this, Bruce, because of your tremor sense. Because this is basically a building that's like around the corner inside. So like you wouldn't be able to point it out to Fear. You would just be able to say like around the corner there's someone in that building.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
If you think it's dangerous, we should wait. But if it's somebody who might need help,
No, I don't think it's... No. We're just gonna stay put, and if I message you in your head, you'll know why.
All right.
Fear, you look back to the district you just came from, and you can see the activity similar to what you saw before. There are floating specters in there. You don't see the haunt. You really could never see the haunt, but you don't see the activity of some invisible force ripping things apart. Now that you've experienced the haunt, you might even think whatever was in the bay might have been something similar, since you couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You mostly see these little eye bats, these light drinkers, as I called them last session, just sort of flocking and gathering on the skeletons of buildings as if they've sensed a presence. They don't seem to be looking towards you or spot you, but it's almost as if in a massive city of death, with typically only having one beacon of light in it that they can't even get close to, there is some way that these creatures seem to be intuitively understanding there's some warmth somewhere in this city. They don't seem to know where you are, but it seems like if you linger anywhere for too long, these light drinkers are drawn to your living presence. And maybe these elixirs are helping you, but you also remember, as the short rest is slowly coming to the end of the hour, the elixirs are wearing off.
Yeah, fading.
As more of these light drinkers appear in the district behind you.
So how much time has passed since I realized this, Sean?
You would have realized, I mean, you were all pretty on top of it in the sense of like you drank it, you know when you drank it. You know, you really only spent like 10 or 15 minutes in the previous district making your way through. You know that when there's about 15 minutes left of the long rest, that these elixirs are going to start wearing off, and you're all going to feel it. Like, so, yeah. All of you will know, because that, remember I said that well, other than the ones who didn't take it, that unnatural undead cold you all felt starts to slowly creep into your skin again as you start to feel shivers. You start to feel that unnatural cold that is not temperature. It is literally as if the air around you is drinking your life.
So, if I remember correctly, some of us haven't taken it. So I took it almost right away when we started.
So did I.
I think so did Shan, Saskia. And,
I did too.
yeah, but you took it later, like after the fight or something last session, right?
Like during the fight.
Okay.
During
So
the
that
fight.
was, yeah, that was somewhere around like you said, 10 minutes. So it's really going to affect me and Sea Witch. So I'm going to Also, tap Bruce on the shoulder and just be like, I think those scout eyeball things, those creatures, they can sense us, and it might have something to do with the potion that we were given that is keeping them at bay. They keep getting closer and closer. I'm not sure how long we can stay here, unprotected. It might be smart if you, just hop back in that bag, seeing as you didn't take your potion yet.
No, I gave it to Septimus.
But then, maybe bottoms up.
Well, he's got it. I could always mask myself.
Do you think that would work? I mean, from what I understand, they're attracted to our life force.
As Fearn says that you just hear like the flaps of some of those gnarly wings out there, and just hear low croaking noises, and then also similarly, maybe you dart your head towards the courtyard as you would start to hear, both of you, on the northern side of this tunnel, just the sounds of people. It's almost as if they weren't getting close to this tunnel while your elixirs were up. And then suddenly you just start to hear laughter. The whispers of conversation in a language you don't understand. All discordant. Almost like it's out of tune in a weird way. Just sort of these voices that are gaudy.
Bjorn stops talking and just gives you the little finger on his mouth, shush, and then uses hand gestures to just say all of us need to go.
All right. I think that's probably a smart idea.
We didn't finish our rest. What was the point of resting if we're just gonna leave?
All right. No. I wake up him first, and I put my hand on his mouth, and I just give him the finger, be quiet. Not that finger. I know what the people who are in audio are thinking.
Can we move a little bit and then take another rest? Says Bruce quietly.
You can, above table, you can either finish the rest here or move and finish. And I'll allow it to be a concurrent thing where you're not starting a new rest if you move. But you can't move too far. You'd have to...
I already applied my healing, so...
Never take a short rest until the DM says you've taken a short rest.
Yeah, because anything could happen. Those monsters
I can
can
take
attack.
it. I remember
You
how much
rolled
I had,
for
so I can
it.
take
Yeah,
it
you
out.
rolled for it. You could just subtract.
But it's
How
up
much
to you
time will we
guys. You
have to
can.
wait to finish?
I would say you have about 10 or 15 minutes left of it. Well, I'd say at this point, since they've been talking, you have about 10 minutes left of your short rest. I will say the light drinkers are not they're not coming for you right now. They're just gathering.
Oh. Well, in that case, I think we could
I say
hold
we
off.
finish. Just finish.
Yeah. Keep resting. Bruce is.
Fearn is I know he's running out, but he's at this point he's very nervous and is standing in front of the people who haven't drinking the potion, almost as a wall.
As a reminder, Jacquet is appearing as an undead based on the spell Bruce gave him. So it's technically just Bruce that is not under the effect of this.
Okay.
At this point,
whatever.
at this point, the only person concealed is Jacquet because the potion has run out.
All right, so the elixirs run off all of us.
Even me.
All
We did
those
it
three
later.
of you.
With you, no, actually, no. Septimus would have 5 minutes left on his. Well, by the time you're done with the short rest, Jacquet is the only person concealed.
Yeah. I say we just try to finish. Get
Yep.
the beginner strength.
Yep, just put your head back down.
I mean, Jacquet's just leaning against the wall with his pack.
Like, it's nowhere
not
necessarily like asleep for a short rest.
No.
It's just kind of like
You don't have to sleep
just
in a short
engage.
rest. You just can't engage in anything active.
Right.
You could be eating, you could be sitting, you could be leaning, as long as you're not running around or doing anything like that. You could even be reading, you could even be writing.
No arguing.
I 100% fell asleep. Saskia fell asleep.
Bruce preps a rock in his hand.
Yeah, Bruce, I imagine...
Fionn's like on guard mode. Like he's got his sword out. He's like basically got his back against the wall of the tunnel, like ready to jump out at anything that might, be interested in coming in.
Fionn, can you actually give me your new proficiency? Can you give me a nature roll?
Sure.
Bruce, I imagine you're fluctuating between keeping an eye on the enemies that are gathering behind you and potentially that one person.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. The person is pacing, is what you can get from it. Is they're just sort of pacing, which is not the behavior of like an undead construct or anything like that. This seems like a real human being.
I got a 19, Sean.
Okay. And you also would occasionally, Bruce, just sort of like vaguely see a shape of a person just sort of like walk into the tunnel you're all in and then just sort of vanish. Like one of these ghosts that's going about their day has ended their day. Fionn, with a 19, you are able to sort of press upon some of that natural nature survival stuff that you learned to sort of surmise these seem like scavengers. These light drinkers, they're not going to necessarily hunt you down, but when they see an opportunity, they seem like they're waiting for an opportunity more so than stalking you. If they spot something, they might swarm.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Because if they were actively hunting you, you'd imagine they'd be gathering closer or inching closer, but they just seem to be staying up in the skeletons of the buildings. It reminds you of a vulture stalking a dying animal.
It's not that I fear the creatures themselves. It's what comes after them.
Let's just continue to keep it a low profile.
But your short rest does come to a conclusion. You have succeeded in a short rest. It's just a matter of if you were to look out the back way of this tunnel, you really don't have the option to step foot into that area anymore with the amount of light drinkers there.
Yeah, Fionn's just been like on the edge of the border, like ready just in case anything dares to cross over it, as if there's like a,
So much so that if you
just a
look back
boundary.
there, some of the skeletons of the buildings look like they're undulating. Like if you've ever seen ants crawling all over something, it looks that way with the way the amount of these light drinkers that have gathered.
Ugh.
So yeah, as soon as the rest finishes, I've basically been counting the seconds. I immediately, do what I was saying before, where I, slowly wake everybody up, trying to keep them quiet, and just say we have to go.
Hold on. Before we go, I think there's somebody alive in the building around the corner over here. I might just try to message them and see how they respond. We can just run away if it's not good, all right? Just
I was planning on running to our next objective anyway.
Great. I'm curious, so just hold on 1 minute.
Trust me, I know this saying very well. Curiosity killed the cat, Bruce. Right now, that individual is safe. Relatively speaking, safe. if you message them and someone dies, it's your fault. I'm just saying.
The full sentence satisfaction brought them back, by the way. Anyway.
That was good. That was really good.
Bruce is going to message that individual and just say,
real quick,
what are you
Bruce, doing? Real quick, Bruce. You have inspiration from that comeback on Shotgun.
Okay, awesome.
But what do you say to the individual?
What are you doing? That's it.
What are you doing? You don't hear a response. Actually, no, you hear a response rather quickly. Unless there's something you want to add to it.
Well, I also want to watch their movements. Like, do they stop when they hear that? Okay.
They do stop. And remind you, you only see their footsteps. You're not seeing their form, what they look like. The wall is too thick for that. You're really just. It's mainly because you got a natural 20 that you even spotted this person. But you would get a response. Oh. The old codger led another interloper through. You've survived this far. There's a long pause there before he says the last thing before the spell just like wears off. If you live, come around the corner by the butcher shop. Don't tell the ghosts they're dead.
And why exactly should I do this?
It's rare to find other warm blood in this city. The old codger's not telling you the whole truth.
And what is that exactly?
I'd like to lay eyes on those who speak to me before I tell them secrets.
Well, before I do, what are you doing here?
There's no response.
We don't need to deal with this guy. He's just some creep in a house. Let's just go.
What did he say to you?
He said that to not tell the ghosts that they're dead. He said don't believe the what did he say? Don't believe the
old codger.
The old codger.
Norland?
That's what I'm assuming.
Wait.
He also wanted me to reveal myself, so I was like, no, thank you.
Jacquet points to the wall where Bruce indicated. He's through there.
Yeah.
About how far through?
How far? Maybe like 25 feet.
Why are we getting involved with this person? You just told us not to.
He's about 20 feet away through the wall.
Let's just keep going where we're supposed to go.
If there's information that Norland has failed to give us, and this individual can give us, I think that raises our chances of living. No?
This is not so much of a trusting place, though. We have no idea what we could be dealing with.
And we're out of time.
It could be some sort of
Going off
entity
already.
that's luring us into a trap.
Fine. We'll continue on our way.
Bruce, you actually hear the voice in your head again without you casting message.
Shit. Found me.
There's no other reason one would come through these parts lest they were going to the lighthouse. There's nothing but undulating death at the gatehouse leading into the astrology district. There's another way in.
Okay. He's reinforcing the idea that there's only undulating death going forward, and there's another way in, he said.
You're going to trust a voice in your head?
I don't know, okay? I'm just as conflicted as you are.
That is very rich coming from me. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I heard it as soon as I said it. Speaking of, Sean, you said that there's water in that fountain. I'm not getting any sort of drink me vibes from that water, right? Right?
No.
Good.
I mean, you haven't gotten close enough to it really to know, but right now, I wouldn't exactly call it water.
Got it. Fabulous.
If this thing really wants to help us, it would not be so cryptic. We have a plan. Let's stick to it.
Yeah, but, what if he's right? What if there's just, I don't know, death ahead?
There's just
I don't know what
death
is,
over
but...
there.
Yeah.
I agree with Septimus.
These beings are just getting inside our heads, making us doubt ourselves.
Look.
Stay the course.
How do you know it's a fiend?
What other reason could be living in such a...
That's a great idea. Can you just detect if it's like a fiend to the wall over there? Right there. Right there.
It would be within range of detect good and evil.
Then I will do that, since it will be moving shortly. Hopefully. Cast detect good and evil.
Message this person back. Tell them that we're coming out, and if he truly wishes to help, he'll come with us.
I don't know if we should go out because there's things.
Before you finish that thought, Septimus, there is no other than the latent energy in the space, in particularly the miasma that has that both undead and somewhat fiendish energy. You would not detect a fiend, a physical humanoid fiend in that space. Nothing else would go off. You wouldn't see a fae, a celestial, anything like that within there.
Just my statue.
A dirty elemental?
No dirty elementals, no. There is, actually, Septimus, this is a weird one. You do detect very, very tiny elementals that seem to actually be above you in that little overpass area I mentioned. That like tiny creatures. But they don't seem to be part of the room that this unidentified voice seems to be in. You get vague celestial energy from the ghosts in the courtyard. So you can actually see them walking around. You can see their shapes, their faces. They are all people that don't have their faces smashed in by maces. They don't have their arms ripped off violently. They are not. These are. I mean, they're just not as haunting as the ghosts in the previous area.
Civilians buying tomatoes.
Basically. But no, you don't sense a fiend in the next room. Just tiny elementals right above you.
Yeah.
Let's just
Or
keep
whatever
going.
it is,
The
it's
sooner
not
we-
the same people.
We have to move. If this individual really wants to help us, he'll come with us. We can't stay here. We have a mission, and we're running out of time.
All right.
We can stop to talk to him. I think you're all being very foolish and rushing through this.
But one more thing. I'm going to message him once more. If you give us that information, what's in it for you? The passage to the lighthouse.
Well, if you've made it this far, You are worthy adventurers. If I help you, I might be able to get out of this place.
Sounds like he wants to get out of here. But I don't know how much I believe that.
Well, whatever it is, it's not fiendish.
All right.
Wow.
So it's either just an asshole or
Why would he be an asshole?
I don't know. He might.
He's probably an adventurer just like us that came to the city to either come through or get some rewards, and now he's stuck here, trapped by the undead.
All right. Well, do I want to draw straws or not straws? Sorry. Vote on what we do to go forward, or
It sounds like it's 3 versus at least 1. I don't know where your vote lies, Bruce, so I'm just saying that we shouldn't just offhandedly dismiss someone that might have information pertinent to our goal.
I'm fine with giving him a chance. I just don't want to be. I feel like we need to be
wall,
fast here.
on the wall between us and this individual, so it can go 20 feet through.
Oh,
and
really?
it creates.
That's
That's why I asked how far.
That's damn good. Let's see. Choose them up to 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, 20 feet deep. Yeah, that'll make it through.
Yep.
The recording for this, me singing, Shannon's gonna have to clip this.
That will make it into the cut.
But I froze right as you were about to describe it.
Right.
So continue.
Are we okay? So Jacquet takes out his thieves' tools, and as they appear in his hand, they magically turn into the doorway scepter, and he taps it on the wall, and then just starts making circle, getting bigger and bigger, and the like stones, brick, whatever, just like dissipate out in a spiral as this just cylindrical hole appears 20 feet through to whatever room this individual is in.
Okay. So you can see it's actually interesting because it opens through the stone, goes through the stone, and then you can see it like you basically like go into like a small room, and then it opens up again into the area where he is in. So there's sort of this cylindrical tunnel that goes through technically 3 walls to get to him. Where you can see vaguely in the shadows, you'd have to get in closer, is you'd see someone sitting on an old chair with the room filled with kind of detritus. You can see there's an immediate smell, though, that comes in from this space. It smells like really saccharine, overly sweet fruit, and like also sort of that smell of like just that general smell of like preserves and fermented foods and whatnot, coming from this space.
Jacquet's gonna start strolling through, twirling the doorway scepter, and goes, Okay, my friend from the shadows. We've come to talk. Now please, introduce yourself. I'm Jacquet Touchard, and my friends from Iron and Mana.
Does everyone come in?
Hey, Bruce definitely follows him.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you introduce yourselves, you would see a man sitting, like I said, in an old chair next to an old rotting wooden table. Generally speaking, in this space, you can see that this used to be some kind of shop that clearly sold various different things. But the most striking thing is, again, that sweet, sickly smell. As you can see on that old rotting table, you can see several popped open preserve jars. As in, this may have been a shop that sold preserves, and he has been surviving off of jellies and jams this whole time. As you can see, several opened up and spilled over. As you would see a man sitting there. He appears to be a human, although it's hard to see all of his features because he does wear a helmet that covers up just sort of the top portion of his head. It's a leather helmet. It's not like some ostentatious mask or plate helm. It's just a simple leather helm that goes around over the head, over the ears, kind of has those straps that hang down, and kind of just covers the eyes somewhat as he is shoveling in some apricot jam into his mouth. He is also wearing a his overall outfit is this really like old gray overcoat. He has gloves that have kind of fur at the wrists that are it's in line with fur, but they're like black leather. He has furred gray boots as well.
Boots with the fur?
Yep, exactly. These sort of baggy winterized pants, a vest that flows down like a tabard or robe that goes all the way down to below his knees, a sweater over that vest that also has sort of what is clearly like a bandolier of potions that are all empty. Like he's used all of his potions to try to get to this safe point. A red scarf kind of bustling out from the neck, and a quite cliche wizard's hat that is gray with a red band through it. And you can see he has sort of this scraggly brown beard that's clearly not been kept while he's been here. And as he kind of looks to you all, you can see there is just the faintest glow in his eyes. Like within the pupils, like far in the back, there's just this very pinpoint of mage blue energy. As he just looks up and smiles. Powerful indeed. Adventurous.
Clearly not undead. Who are you and what are you doing in this wretched place? Speak quick. We want to be out of here as soon as possible.
As anyone who would pass through this land would. My name is Estos. Estos Bakudor. You can see I've been depleted of much of my own abilities. A sorcerer by trade, a wizard. Unfortunately, I am out of all my supplies other than these preserves. And this wretched place has shown my tomes to rot. I have but my cantrips to survive. I have not left this old shop in many a year. But I am not a traveler. I am from this city. When I heard your voice, whichever one of you spoke to me,
That was me.
glimmer, glimmer of hope.
You wish to... You're correct. We wish to light the lighthouse, hoping to rid or banish some of the evil that's here. But what our friend says, you say that we've been led astray. Is there any way at all to actually curing this place? Or are we wasting our time?
Well, my old mentor was studying the plague that came through here. And the blessed ward works. If that is what the codger told you. It doesn't last forever, though. You have to uproot everything once you are under the protective light of the blessed ward. It does not purge by fire the whole of its grace. There's not the manpower in the Gosu Highlands to do so. But that's not what I was referring to by his lies. Yorke claims to be the protector of this city, but he has abandoned everyone who stepped foot here. Sent them on their way to death. Preserve his stores of blessed wort. He throws countless lives towards death.
If that were true, why give us some of the rest of his blessed wort?
Well, perhaps I don't know. Perhaps he's had a change of heart. Perhaps you've inspired him.
And as he said that, Septimus will pull out and show the blessed wort, I guess, to see his face, make sure it was confirmed that that's actually real. But also telling the truth, being like, okay, he did give us blessed wort, if it is true. Right.
Give me an insight check.
27.
27. Okay. This man does have a bit of a perplexed look when you pull this out. It seems like he might be in disbelief, actually, that you have this. I never thought I'd see the day that old astrologer would give away his most precious resource. You must be in an impressive group.
Well,
Yeah.
Looking back to him, he said this was the last of it, so he himself may be desperate. And we promised that we would bring more, since we are traveling to... Oh, damn it.
Serkanto.
Serkanto, yes. Since we are traveling to Serkanto, we said we would bring him back more reserves.
Even if the effects that the route will have on the lighthouse are temporary, I still believe it's just that we do this. For Amira, she risked her life to get us here, and we have to do everything that we can to get her back to her people.
We are in an agreement, but we need to make sure that we're doing this the right way.
A just sort, you all.
Yorke in the back is like,
Well, perhaps that's why he sent you. You're not the first. He doesn't understand these streets anymore. He's been holed up in his shack for years. His light, his lantern, pushing all the foul defilement, cramming it into the rest of the city for his own safety. But he sent you all. Perhaps you're fit. If he gave you some of the blessed wort himself.
What's the other way into the lighthouse that you mentioned?
And he shifts uncomfortably, grabbing at his sort of chest a little bit as he points to the front door of this shop. If you wish to avoid the courtyard out there, and the whispers of the ghosts, down this alley, there's a loading dock. By that loading dock is a passageway into the sewers. It should lead into the lighthouse. You go the right way. From underneath.
what do you know about getting into the lighthouse from atop the ramparts?
Well, the last time I was ever outside of this building, the last time I peeked from the window tops of the second floor, I saw monstrous silhouettes trolling the ramparts. spilling oozes of blood off of the windows of the lighthouse. Swarms
long-
of light drinkers.
Sorry. How long has it been since you went into these sewers you're speaking of? Is it clear there, or do you still see signs of decay?
Last time I was in there, the decay had lessened. It's been quite some time. So you see, in my last venture, I was gravely wounded. And I've been staving it off for the last year. Hence why I reached out and responded so quickly to your message. Much like Nolan, I am desperate.
That perhaps we were a means for you to get out of here. What's kept you in this place?
Like I said, my wizard tomes have slewed to rot because of the effects here. I've but my cantrips. I don't know if you've met many wizards, but we're a bit fragile.
Well, what's kept you shielded from the guards, the spirits that patrol?
He looks over your shoulders to where you cast the spell to get in here. Subtlety.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
This district is safe. So long as you don't somehow alert the ghosts to the fact they are dead. They don't react well, if they even suspect that they might be trapped in undeath.
You said it was a plague that rendered everyone this way.
But a metaphor, darling. It's not exactly a sickness, disease, although truly any ill effects upon the human body is a disease
Well, then
in
what
naturalist
happened?
terms.
What happened and why were you spared?
Well, as a wizard, I have a few tricks up my sleeve. And I was part of the astrologers in the tower. My mentor was researching how to shield our people from this. Unfortunately, not everything about the sweeping, creeping undeath, this bereftness of light, is a miasma. As you, I'm sure, have seen, some of it is cold, hard steel. You could be spared the creeping undeath and still suffer the scythe of a harvester. And he kind of looks at you and sees kind of where, like, some of you who took attacks from the spectral guards, doesn't look like you were haunted to death. As he looks directly at any of the healed wounds. Sometimes you're just stabbed by a zombie. Or devoured by a bloody ooze.
All right. I don't need to.
Or the light drinkers drain everything out of your eyes.
Do you want a lollipop?
I'm not one for sweets. As he
Yeah, well,
sighs
yeah,
and looks at the jars of sweets all around him, he's like, when you have too much of something, you don't seek extra.
Well, I mean, do you have food here?
And he looks over and you can see a doorway that leads to a room that is like, the walls are lined with these preserves. He has barely made a dent in it.
Oh. All right. Well,
Food is not so much the concern here as much as my sanity and my wounds.
Oh, you said you worked at the astrology tower. Is there anything inside you can think of that might help us? Should we get in there?
And, I'm sure there's some old stores of. There might even be some blessed wort left. It hasn't completely dried up and decayed. There are some armaments. Some old armor. Spell scrolls. Tools.
You seem so certain that the sewers are the best path to get to the lighthouse. I can't imagine. We've seen so much pus and rot on the surface. How could that have not oozed below ground? We'd be walking right into that.
There may be coagulations in the sewers, but I find them easier to avoid than the miasma spewing fungus. There is not any of that in the sewers last I was there.
For your information, we're willing to help you where we can, but I think that if you want something as much as getting out of here, you're going to have to come with us. We're
Come with you. I don't think so. I can hardly stand and walk. I will stay here, and if you don't die and I see the lighthouse lit, I will make a run for it. I'm simply offering you an alternative means inside to avoid the Ashen Harvester. And besides, through the courtyard, you have to play that game. And he does give like a really creepy smile there. You have to play the game with villagers. They won't let you through unless you finish their tasks. Sewers, although they might have been infested more than they were last I was there, you don't have to deal with the ghosts up here. But feel free to try to not scare the villagers above and complete their tasks to open the way. But at the other side will be the Ashen Harvester. Sewers, at least you can sneak your way in.
I do like sneaking.
Whatever you do, I don't care. I just wished to offer you this knowledge.
Estos, we thank you for it.
And also to just share that Nolan may have a friendly face, but he is, at his heart, not as pure as he seems.
I mean, you can't be that pure if you end up as the last person inside a city, right? Like,
There may be others, but we're all trapped because of his selfishness.
no. Well, what do we say, gang? Under or over?
I don't care. I'll do what the group wants. I just want to get out of here.
I mean, the astrology tower sounded. No. Like it might have some helpful tools and trinkets.
Either way will get you there. Astrology Tower is a part of the lighthouse.
Oh.
Right.
Sorry.
But if you wish to get to the
under.
Astrology Tower, you're either going underneath or you're passing through the courtyard above. And
I'd
the
probably say let's go under
enemies on the
then.
other side.
No, but Fionn's right. If we're gonna go down into the sewers, we're not gonna have a clue where we're going. We need you to come with us and guide us there.
I think he's more of a liability than he is a help. Can you draw a map? Anything to guide us?
Yes, I can give you directions to get to the grate that will lead
Perfect.
from the sewer into the bathhouses of the tower.
Oh, the bathhouses.
I doubt they're as splendid as they once were.
That makes sense.
And how deep are these sewers to like the you know what's the
Where are you
no,
getting at?
the town floor, the ground, above us? How deep are the sewers?
Well, they beneath the streets. They don't go too deep.
Yeah, like 15, 30 feet, I
was not part of the city planning, but it's
Rough
about a 15 to
estimate.
20 foot climb down.
All right, okay, cool. All right, I just curious.
We have to go down by the pier. There's an old grate that has been broken open. Like I said, I've been in there, but it's been a while. I used to venture out quite a bit, but since I took this wound, I can't. Be careful not to take too many hits from some of these creatures. You'll find it.
We know.
When we succeed and you make for your escape, there is a merchant ship in the harbor looking to rescue one of their own that came with us. Her name is Almira, and she's with Norlin right now. If you think you can manage, try to find her and help her get back to her people, and I'm sure that they will treat you hospitably.
Whatever can take me out of this city. and
That
this
seems like your
continent.
only hope.
Then I bid you good luck. I will draw a map for you to get through the sewers.
You as well.
Do you have any parchment?
Jacquet gives him a piece, as well as a quill, or charcoal, whatever.
No, these directions won't be precise in their footage, but the turns will be precise. And anything you should look out for. But you're basically going to go through the pipelines and the tunnels until you get to a particular space that will be below the bathhouses, where they would drain the waters and bring in new water. Once you climb the ladder there, you'll be in the bathhouses, which will be below the gates of the lighthouse and astrology tower. The entrance to the tower is along the ramparts, but there are floors beneath that main gate. You'll ascend, get to wherever you need to go. Of course, I don't know the exact methods you're using, but you'll need to ascend no matter what, since I imagine you'll want to get to the fire room. Do you mind if I look at what Orlin gave you? I may have insight. Norlin. I said Norlin, not
Yeah.
Orlin.
No, I know. I was like,
No,
I
that was
don't even
me
know who
correcting
has-
myself.
for the blessed word.
There's more than just blessed word in it.
It was a ritual instructions
place.
he gave you.
I can help confirm.
Septimus looks at the group, a little unsure. Not wanting to make the sole decision, but just like
Jacquet kind of gives a shrug and it's like, why not? What have we got to lose?
Nolan is a selfish old fool. He will stay in the city.
You keep saying that.
He will stay in the city as long as his blessed ward lasts, and then he will likely leave. I will die if you don't succeed.
Septimus will hand it over.
So he'll take it and open it up. He inspects the blessed wart there, which you see is really
Studying, I want to say Septimus is studying him very carefully to see if he has anything like adjustment to it, like he adds like a little magical something to it.
Yeah.
Jacques has his hand on his dagger of lightning return to flick it if anything should seem amiss.
Okay. Go ahead. You can both give me insight checks if you'd like.
I'm looking more specifically, not that he's just going to use it or destroy it, but like if he's going to like sleight of hand, like tamper with it somehow.
Oh, you're looking for him actually messing with it and like doing something.
Like if he does like a sleight of hand, like magical, like quip or cantrip. Or something,
so then you can do perception, or if you'd like instead, or you can still do insight, or you can do perception.
I was pretty happy with my insight roll.
Okay, then you can stay with insight. What'd you get?
27.
11.
Okay. Jacques, he starts mumbling magic words and like looking at it, and it becomes a little too academic for you. You're just maybe even just waiting on someone else to give you a clue that something's wrong, as it's just not really translating into much other than there's a wounded wizard looking at some scrolls, some discs, and some herbs. He could be doing anything as far as you're concerned. Septimus with a 27. You see he's reading through Orland's instructions, and he's particularly taking a look at the astrology plates that Orland gave you. And he would sort of spot you eyeing him. And I will say, you don't have any evidence to confirm that he was doing anything nefarious, but he is surprised when he sees you looking at him and immediately engages you in a conversation. It's mildly suspicious, as if you caught him while he was observing these things and he almost course corrected. It's almost, you can't prove a negative. He has not done anything to mess with it, but he does seem like he looked caught for a moment. As he would then immediately look to you and say, "You'll need to use these plates in a particular manner within the tower to unlock certain floors."
And the ritual itself seems simple enough, straightforward, no funny business.
The ritual will certainly light the tower and invert the flames into blessed wort flame. But it doesn't look as though he gave you much of an instruction on how to use these plates.
How are they used to open up different parts of the lighthouse or observatory?
I don't know how many of you have been in a wizard's tower before, but they don't exactly conform to the usual architecture.
Oh, great.
Would Bruce know anything through reading of Koboko's notes about wizard towers?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an intelligence check that is related in some way. It could be history, it could be arcana, it can be, whatever seems like it might be relevant to it that you'd like.
Oh, I'm on fire!
Another nat 20. Oh,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
For a 28.
Yeah, so you imagine he's getting at, like, honestly, he's getting a little bit at what you've already been studying, the fact that, like, pocket dimensions, the fact that wizards use really esoteric means of distinguishing their floors versus it just being like, go up those stairs. It's like, no, do this weird thing, and suddenly a plinth will bring you up to the next floor. Or like you need to, put the right keys in the right holes in order for the room to shift into the next room. Like, that wizards are notorious for, to the point when Koboko hates working with wizards, although like knows they're big money if they get that contract to help with a wizard tower, because wizards are so specific that they'll be like, no, you didn't put the gargoyles in the right spot. Those gargoyles, I'm going to enchant them later so that they can offer a riddles 3, and you didn't put them in the right place. And they get real esoteric about the bill too. Wizard towers are a nightmare to work on, but they're big money for Koboko.
Got it.
These astrology plates are used to navigate the stars that are animated above the rooms in order to unlock the next chamber.
Wouldn't we just have avoided all of this if we just poof to the top?
No, because we would poof up to the entrance of the lighthouse, where we would then have to contend with everything that's up on the ramparts.
Oh, I thought we would... Okay. Never mind, I thought we would...
And then we'd still have to go through part of the lighthouse.
The dimension door is a clever trick to get yourself where you need to go. But
Thank
it doesn't exactly help you sneak your way around. And you can always end up like most who try to sneak into a wizard's tower from the outside and end up on a balcony, stuck.
Or incinerated. Did that one.
Or worse, expelled.
Ah, you beat me to it.
Or swarmed by life drinkers draining your essence from you, so you're nothing but a husk hanging from a ledge.
Was there anything more you can tell us? Since you have experience with this observatory, what we may encounter, how to keep safe.
Well, there's certain to be ghosts in there as well, and I would recommend avoiding and not speaking to. If there's anything...
And don't tell them they're dead, yes.
I don't know about the ghosts in the tower. Ghosts in the courtyard that are sensitive to that. But I imagine there are certain things that are unavoidable. Must be dealt with. Whether that's through stealth exploration or the blade.
Enough of this chatter. Let's get on with it already.
You're an impatient type.
Out, asking for the things back.
He doesn't like hold it back or anything, but he does kind of like, I'll carry over your 27, very quickly scans everything. Like almost like a wizard's mind, pulling it all in before being bereft of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone who might have like a keen mind feat or something. But he wraps it all back up and very like obviously slides it over to you without any funny business.
Yeah.
Like very clearly like puts it over and pulls his hands back as if saying, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Sure you didn't. Well, if there's no other useful information you can provide us, I think we'll begin heading towards the sewers with your helpful map.
Yes, well, I suppose the last things I'll tell you is I have not been into the tower, but I surmise the mages and astrologers who were once there are formidable undead now. You've dealt with gods out there, I'm sure.
No.
But from what I understand, the undead of the magic sorts retain some of the intelligence of their former lives. All I'm saying is, if you see a walking, rotting wizard in there, don't underestimate them.
Will do.
Our main weakness as wizards is that we're even more frail than a twig. But if a wizard can't feel pain and is unrelentless on death, pushing them on can prove tricky.
Well, that's fantastic note to leave us off on. No words of good luck or anything. No, you have to say we're fucked. Okay, cool. Thanks so much.
Impatient type, rude type. Now I have one last thing. As he folds the map up and hands it to Septimus, and he takes a charm off of a necklace he has, and puts it on top. I only have one of these, but this is a necklace that will ward at least one individual. It'll help protect you a little bit from the undead.
What about yourself?
Like I said, subtlety. And he sort of just like taps his nose and his forehead, just sort of indicating that he's survived a while here. He knows what he's doing for the most part.
He's always followed his nose.
He's always followed his nose, and his nose tells him not to leave this shop. When he can only cast cantrips.
Because those preserves are the fruity taste that show.
Exactly. But this charm will can help at least one of you.
What type of charm we're talking? Like a rainbow or a horseshoe?
You are a strange fellow. And I bid you good luck. I truly hope more than anything that you succeed. Or else all of us will be ghosts here. Well, farewell. From astrologer Astos. The door. You can leave now.
All right, bye.
All right.
Here, kicks open the back door.
No! Subtlety!
Subtlety.
He was obviously joking when he was saying that out loud just now.
It's okay. I could just vortex warp him into all the ghosts and tell them that he called them dead.
Okay, so I think before you all leave the preserve shop, we'll take a short break, and then we'll jump right into you all going outside and into the sewers.
Okie/dokie then.
All right, friends,
Yar.
we'll be back shortly. Please stick around with us, wherever you are. Welcome back, everybody, to Adrift in Aldhalor.
Thanks.
Our friends took a short rest where they noticed a bunch of light drinker monsters, which are these little bats that are also kind of like spiders made out of hands with eyes, a single eye. Very scary creatures. Check them out and flee mortals. But they saw massive swarms of them blocking their path back out of where they are. But as they were observing the spectral ghosts wandering the haunted marketplace ahead, Bruce identified a living entity here. After some arguments, Jacquet passwalled them through to meet Estos, a wizard bereft of his wizarding book, trapped here and mortally wounded, who offered them some secret knowledge to try to help them succeed. go through the sewers to get into the lighthouse instead of climbing up the ramparts and fighting all the bad monsters that are on the ramparts. He didn't promise that there was no danger in the sewer, but at least it would be not the hordes of ghosts and undead between them and the tower. Now, he is taking a look at their supplies, tersely confirmed that they were what you needed, though Septimus caught him being a little suspicious. And then drew you a little map to get through the sewers to get to the bathhouses of the astrology tower, which is below the actual gate hall. So he is sort of returned to his NPC stance of eating preserves and clutching his wounded belly. You all are standing by the door, leading out into the alleyway. Is there anything you'd like to do, or are you stepping right out?
Jacques does close the pass wall because it technically lasts an hour.
If you didn't, he would have been before you go.
Nah, you gotta suffer. Fuck you, bitch.
There's a whole other universe where you guys came through that pass wall and just killed this guy.
Yeah, it's the universe where Sass wanted to get some XP to level up.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Not just vampire-
wounded. Let me heal you.
Yes, with my vampiric touch.
Okay, so are you doing anything particular, or are you stepping right out into the semi-broad daylight?
I mean, I probably will.
Who's putting the necklace on?
Oh, yeah, who wants to put the necklace on?
It wants to.
Necklace.
Fear.
I put the necklace on.
Actually, shouldn't it go to like a sneaky person in case they need to go out and like do some scoping?
Well,
I already have.
No
my
offense,
choice.
Fear, but you're not exactly the sneakiest.
I'm sick of all this sneaky shit. We're out of
We're
out
well,
of magic.
You better. You're gonna keep on getting into the sneaky stuff. We can't go alarming the entire ghost town here. We need to stay stealthy. Fan.
Just for your knowledge, the amulet is on a very simple chain, and it's not super large, but it's in the sort of the shape of a shield, like a kite shield, and it has a kind of gold outline with a ruby gem that is the face of the shield. That gem is, if you look at it closely, it almost glitters in a way that makes it look as though it is like it's moving a little bit, almost like it's fibers of a muscle or a heart moving, and it has sort of this facade of thorns over the front of it.
I mean, it might be best for those of which who have, I guess, might be weak to whatever those things. When they touched you, how did it like affect you? Like what happened to your body when the enemy attacked?
When I was struck by that wraith with the sword, it literally felt like my life was cut in half.
Well, then you should take it. You're sneaky and.
I already have the protection Bruce gave me. Someone else should use it.
Well, seeing as I don't have any defense against that, and I'm up front risking my life the most, I think it probably should go to me. I might make the most use out of it. Doesn't really help
I don't
with
give a
sneaking.
Very
Go
soon
ahead.
you can wear it.
Okay, I'm just, I want to make sure everybody's on the same page here.
You hear from behind you, Estos chime in. He's like, either give it to your front line or your most fragile. Or your most detectable.
Well, I'm not giving it to Bruce. He hoards all his magic items.
I was
Bruce
gonna
can go inside the bag.
say, Fear, and you're two out of those three things: a front line and most detectable. So
And a hoarder.
He's also pretty fragile of his ego, and that's coming from me.
That's true.
What are you people
Anyway,
talking about?
I'm
None
getting in
of
the
those
bag.
things.
Did you say you get in the bag?
Get it in the bag.
All right, who's carrying Bruce?
I will carry.
Here.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
that's right.
Septimus
does
has
this-
Bruce's bag of holding, where he is in there in his little jacuzzi of tepid elemental water.
It's great for the scales.
His own little BAFTA tank.
Exfoliates.
So are you guys? Who's stepping up first? I guess.
Bearn.
Earn. Put the
I-
necklace on. Earn.
Theorn, you step outside. It's it's getting later in the day at this point. It took you most of the day to get here and then settle in with Norlin, and then you were traveling in here, took that hour-long rest. We're getting to the later afternoon at this point. You can hear sort of as you open the door, it sort of creaks, and you can kind of feel the houses all kind of creaking. The streets are sort of filled with sort of this breeze moving through, and it almost feels like a gust of wind could knock down any of these shops. But you immediately hear, the second the door opens, you hear the people in the street. You can hear that dissonant whispers. Those dissonant whispers of the undead in the street, and some of them, they may be dissonant, but they just sound like people living their life, like laughing, talking. You hear like an argument happening. They are truly do not know they are dead. You don't really know what the necklace is doing, truthfully. It's on, the amulet's on. Maybe there's a placebo happening, but you don't feel a magical infusion. You don't really know what's happening with it, but up to you how Fearn would feel about it. He probably might feel a little bit safer. But you step out and it's sort of like the clouds are disparate. There's a little tiny bit of eclipsed sun coming through the clouds. And every now and then, if there's a god ray of sunlight, you can kind of see a ghost walk through it, and they kind of appear for a second and then disappear.
Ooh. So Fearn is going to stealthily, slowly, at a stealthy pace, but still hustling a little. Try to find a path where he can stay out of the ghost's way.
Mhm.
But still head towards, the nearest manhole or a sewer grate that he can find.
So Estos would have told you where to find the sewer entrance.
Right.
So basically, you would have left the preserves shop and gone down this alleyway. To your left is just the wall and wrought iron fence of this district. To your right is the butcher shop, which is, as you step out, horrible looking. You are all tiptoeing through a sensitive space where there's these ghosts who think they're still alive. And you look over as soon as you step out, and you see to the left on this ruined cobbled street is just this building that is covered in that coagulated blood. Almost like the building itself is the bones. And the coagulated blood has just solidified like muscle tissue across the entire building. It's as if a building burned down and the skeleton left over grew flesh.
Ooh.
And there's just sort of blood splatter from it onto the cobblestones.
And that's in our path of...
It's to the right. So there's some puddles of that coagulated blood, but it's not like it was before where it completely covered the entire passageway. But you can see ahead of you, you can see the water and fog where there's this little loading alleyway of water. And you can see there's a little bit of that miasma and fungal grown land, and you can see some old rotted piers that go out to the water where the loading docks are. And if you go there, hook a right, you'll get to a seawall where there'll be basically a round opened grate.
So yeah, I'm just gonna proceed, still sticking to my path, being very wary of that spooky butcher shop. If there's any way to circumnavigate it, like maybe go across the street,
You can hug the wall on the left if you want. Is everyone following Fear?
Yes.
Okay. How are you traveling? Are you stealthing? Or are you just hoping for the best and moving along?
I have the best stealth.
Yes, Bruce is bagged.
I am stealthing.
Jacques is stealthing, and I think he's taking up the rear this time.
Okay, so we have
Yeah.
Fear up front.
Me and Septimus in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacques in the back.
Okay. And you're all following Fear and hugging that left wall. All right, everyone give me stealth checks to start off with.
oh boy.
Oh no.
Can I use my other amulet, Sean?
Did you already roll?
No, I have not rolled.
If you haven't rolled yet, then yes, you can use it.
Cool.
Jaquette, say something sassy to me so I can clap back and get an inspiration.
You're a piece of shit, and I hate you.
Ah, the eloquence bard just does it again.
That wasn't very Septimus.
Oh yes, I'm the stealthiest fucking warrior in the world.
All right, everyone, what is your stealth checks?
21.
21. 5 from Septimus.
19.
19. Jacques, you disappear into a
21.
wall. Oh, okay. Still good, but all right. So, and then Bruce has auto stealth on. Well, I guess technically, Bruce, your stealth is as good as the person carrying you.
Which right now,
Yeah.
It is a 5.
Can I reach my hand out and slap him on the cheek and give him +5?
No, there are limits to bagged Bruce.
Bag Boy can only do so much.
His hand just shoots out and sticks a lollipop in my mouth.
Yeah.
Bjorn, you step out, and this area feels somewhat exposed. You're walking along, you're hugging against this wall. There's not really anything hiding you. You're just kind of trying to keep a low profile and move quietly. Sass, you follow shortly behind with Septimus basically right beside you, maybe a little bit behind you. Jacques, you step out and you're able to, your usual sneaky self. You also have sort of the confidence of the charm that's on you from Bruce. But you can all see the footsteps on the ground and occasionally those light pillars that reveal some of the undead. And the way that they kind of come in and out of view is a little uncomfortable because it's like I can see them and then I can't, and I don't know if I'm walking into them. And all the while you're still hearing the chittering crawls of light drinkers, the creaks of the buildings. Suddenly there's a collapse inside the butcher's shop as something is crawling through the flesh and blood.
Fear stops stealthing and picks up
Before
the pace.
you do that,
Damn it.
Septimus, you hear this and maybe turn, and as you hear this and turn, you feel yourself bump into someone. And there's sort of like your arm, like you just feel this person you bump into, and for a second, you don't see anything, and then suddenly you just see the spectral figure just sort of like appear and go like, "Watch where you're walking, man." And I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
17.
Okay. For a brief instant, this person just sort of says, "Watch where you're walking, man." And you just look, you close your eyes, you open them, and it's just... this whole place is fully restored. And you see crowds walking all around, going about their day, as this guy just sort of like looks at you with this incredulous look and sort of just gives you a shove and then walks on. And as you kind of stumble back from this shove, it all dies immediately in front of you. And the people disappear into specters and then vanish altogether as you are where you are. But for a moment, you were almost sucked into, as Estos said, their game. And as you kind of catch yourself, you look ahead of you and you see sort of just slew off of the building is this oozing form. Not massive, but large enough to hold an entire medium creature within it. As you see this coagulated blood starts to lurch forward, and it's just, at first, there's a moment. Everyone sort of pauses. There's a moment.
Oh.
I'm going to ask everyone for an initiative roll.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Septimus! How dare you?
You and Bag Boy?
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, for the purposes of
Being a bag.
Bag boy.
being a bag boy, yeah.
I choose you, Bruce. I fling the bag of holding at the thing, and then he pops out. Bruce.
With
Everything
100
pops
pounds of water.
Chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
Chirp, chirp.
All right, 20 to 25.
23, baby. I got a natural 20 for my initiative roll.
15 to 19.
15.
Oh no.
10 to 14.
13.
5 to 9.
9.
6.
Sass, you're
Uh-huh.
up first. This
Okay.
alleyway is
Uh-huh.
not very thick. It's about 10 feet across with like a couple feet of sidewalk on either side. So this thing is 10 feet away from Septimus right now. You're right next to Septimus, so it's 10 feet away from you.
And it
And
looks aggressive, yes?
Oh, yes, it is a...
Oh, yes.
Sass, actually, you don't see it as aggressive right now. Since you're
Okay.
first in initiative, you just see this huge blob. It is, I mean, it's not huge in size, it's large in size.
Yeah.
But it's, you just see this blob that slewed off of the flesh-covered building and is just now 10 feet away and is just sort of ballooned into its shape. And it's just this bulbous round thing, sort of undulating where it starts. It almost looks like it's melting and then it pulls itself back up. It has not done anything yet.
All right, well then I'm going to hold an Eldritch Blast for when if it starts to move towards us.
Mhm. Okay.
So I would hands start glowing that ghostly green seaweedy energy, and I'm just holding it.
Okay. So in this moment where there's almost this standoff happening with Sass and this ooze, and this is like a second. This is like barely a moment that this calm moment happens before hundreds of arms come out of the ooze and just like flailing arms. They look almost like tentacles, but they have little fingers at the end, like people's arms.
Oh, God.
It starts pulling itself forward, moving erratically, crawling across the pavement towards Septimus as it's just pulling itself with these hundreds of arms coming off of it.
Okay.
Go ahead
Pew,
and
pew, pew.
do
Pew,
it.
well, pew, pew. Okay, first one is going to be a 24.
24 is going to hit.
So that will be all boogers. It'll be 4 points of... Nope, 5 points of force damage. And second beam, 18.
18 will hit.
Okay. And that will be 11 points of force damage.
Okay. Okay, excellent. So just You fire off these eldritch blasts that then go into this creature, and you can see it almost like it pushes the some of this ichor off of it as blood splatters everywhere off of it. But it's charging this whole time, and it gets like pushed back because your eldritch blast pushes creatures back. Right? Do you have that incantation or invocation?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. I'll look.
Right. Well, if you don't, flavor-wise, it gets pushed back.
Great.
But even if it does get pushed back, it has enough movement to get to Septimus. Okay. As Septimus, you just see this thing large enough to completely envelop you, comes rushing at you with hundreds of little tentacle arms coming off of it. Septimus, does a 17 hit?
It just hits.
Reduced
Makes it hits, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Reduced its speed by 10 feet until the end of my next turn.
Okay, it still has just enough speed to get to Septimus.
No.
Sorry, man. I hit it twice, though.
Septimus yells
Can
at
that
it.
be 20?
Scares it.
Okay, sorry.
Bark at it. Bark.
Bark, bark.
Septimus, you're going to take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Oh no, but it's
and
that.
And then 7 necrotic damage. And I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
18.
You succeed on your Constitution saving throw as you feel as this thing wraps and attacks you with these several hundreds of tentacled arms. It is, in a literal sense, trying to get inside of your body.
Oh my
It is
God.
trying to meld into your body, enter into your own blood, as it is made of this coagulated blood. But it doesn't succeed. Septimus, you're up.
Does it have like? It's not grappling me, is it?
No. It's basically you just got kind of trampled by it and pushed up into the wall as it slapped you, and you felt this necrotic energy hit you, and then it attempting to use those wounds it created to get into your body.
Gotcha. Well, Septimus. So I'll just do a guiding bolt.
You're casting Guiding Bolt on it.
Yes.
That's a ranged attack, right?
Yes.
So you have disadvantage on the attack.
Yep. Mm-hmm. 21 to hit.
Nice.
21 will hit.
Boom. It deals 18 radiant damage.
Nice.
18 radiant damage. Excellent. Okay. This thing does look like it's struggling to hold its shape now.
Finish him. Whoever's next. You have advantage.
Jacquet, you're next with Fearin on deck, and then Bruce.
All right, and I have advantage on the attack.
Yep.
All right, Jacquet is going to throw his dagger of lightning return.
Excellent.
For 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
That is going to be 16 magical piercing and 1 lightning.
How do you want to do this?
Jacquet will almost like leap back a little and be like, oh, see it's attacking Septimus and goes, "Oh, okay," and then throws his dagger, and it just goes right through the ooze, and then after it passes through, it blinks back into his
Very cool.
hand.
Very cool. All right, so as Jacquette hits this ooze with the dagger and it pulls right through it, you can see the ooze just starts to shake violently before it just sort of explodes out in a 5-foot radius around it, which would catch Sass and Septimus in it. So Sass and Septimus, I need you to give me Constitution saving throws. As you
all gross.
As you will also see that there are
Also gross.
I need someone to roll me a 2d4.
Not me.
I'll do it.
Let's go, bad boy. Roll low, because I bet these are minions.
You got a 1 and a 3.
All right, it explodes out into 4 smaller oozes. These ones are much smaller. They're not as large by any means, but there are 4 of them there now that are occupying basically where the ooze was. So there are in front of you, Septimus and Sass, 4 smaller oozes now. What'd you get in your Constitution saving throws?
6.
Okay, so you both feel that blood that just exploded onto you is wriggling into you. And
ew,
you-
Wait. Oh, hold on. I have a thing. I want to use my reaction to use my Storm Rune Shard to give one of you advantage. I'll give it to Septimus since he already took 1 attack.
roll again. I'll allow it.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
No, you weren't. I heard you. Oh, he rolled worse.
Oh, I tried.
You did. Thank you.
Okay. So you both are infested by coagulated blood.
That's not gonna do anything, right? That just right? That's just a
Fear,
thing.
you're up unless Jacquette there's anything else you want to do.
Jacquette is going to climb up the side of the building, so he is at an elevated position.
No problem. Definitely could do that. The building is
Sean.
quite high, so you could get as high as like 20, 25 feet if you want. Or
All
you
right,
can
yeah,
get to the
if I
top
can-
of it.
Yeah, Jacquette will do that.
How far apart are these teeny tiny oozes from each other?
They're basically right on top of each other in a 10-foot box.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try a green flame blade.
Go for it.
So it is a regular attack,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get to add at 5th level I get an extra D8 fire damage, and I get to on a hit the fire damage to a second creature increases to 1d8 plus ability modifier.
Mhm.
So let's give it a swing. I'm gonna try and use greater weapon fighting or whatever it's called. Greater weapon mastery.
The one where
The
you're
one that gives.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm lowering the ability to increase
Yep.
the other thing.
Yep. So you'll have -5 to your attack modifier.
Yes, and I will use my reaction to give myself advantage with my own amulet because it's a new round.
Yep, because it's your turn, so your reaction's back.
Yep. Alrighty, that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, so I'm going to be doing 2d6 plus 5. For a total of... I don't know why my rolls aren't popping up in the game log. For me, at least. Okay, so here we are. That's going to be 8 bludgeoning damage.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to roll the extra.
I see him.
So it's 8 bludgeoning damage, 11 fire damage on the first ooze.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the second ooze, he's going to be taking an unfortunately low amount.
Tell me the
my
total
spell?
for the second ooze.
The total for the second ooze is 5 fire damage.
Okay. So, Fearin, you absolutely squash the first ooze. It is just absolutely obliterated by your maul, because you dealt quite a lot of damage to it, because you also get to add that 10 to it for the Great Weapon Master. The second one takes the damage, but it's still up. It's definitely looking a little bloodied, I would say, for as much as a living pool of blood can look bloodied. But the first one is down, and that second one is injured.
Okay, so as I do that, is green flame blade is an action.
Is an action, so yes, you only get
which
to
means
attack
I still have
once.
a bonus action.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yes, and you cast a spell, or a cantrip.
But I have
so
an ability, Sean, that I rarely use. That says when I use an action to cast a cantrip, I may make one weapon attack as a bonus action.
That's what I meant by what I just said, is that you get a bonus action weapon attack.
War magic, yay! I do that.
Okay, go for it. Do you attack the injured ooze or one of the other ones?
The injured ooze.
Okay, go for it.
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh, Sean, I really fucked up that first guy because I didn't add the extra damage from
I
you
added
doing the
it.
greater weapon.
I added it.
Thank you. This is just basic.
Okay.
Good rolls. 16 bludgeoning damage on the second ooze.
Second one is squashed as well. You take out 2 of these oozes. I imagine you just come in, flames whipping around the stone of the maul, and you just bring that first one down, and the flames lick out to the other one, and then you swing it back up to destroy the other one as the blood goes splattering everywhere. This does not have an area of effect. It just dies.
Nice. With that, are there any more enemies within a 5-foot radius of me?
No, the other oozes would be 10 feet away from you, because these ones were right in front of you. There's 2 others, but they're outside of your melee range.
I look at the others and I just say, keep moving. And I start going, the direction that we planned towards the shore.
Sure. Bruce,
30
you were
feet.
up inside the bag. You heard a tussle with Septimus.
Pop my head out, and what's going on?
You look around, because I imagine you're just like Septimus keeps you almost at his side, and you just see there's blood everywhere. Septimus and Sass are covered in blood.
Oh, jeez! You alright? You're muted, by the way. Oh.
No, I was just breathing. Yeah.
No.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's not my blood. But no, these things are. I mean, I'll try and finish him off this time.
I guess, that's probably it for conversation. What if I'm gonna slap Septimus and put a sanctuary on him.
You're slapping a sanctuary on Septimus?
Yeah, I can't see where the oozes are, right?
There are 2 oozes in front of you. If you're right, this is where it gets a little weird with your bag. You are occupying the same space. Yeah. But they are right in front of Septimus.
Okay.
I would argue that if you just stuck a hand out, you would have a really hard time seeing, outside of the bag.
Yeah, it's not exactly an easy way to. You're not gonna have full battle prowess.
It's gonna be like an in or out sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Well,
yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like you can only be out of the bag On your turn, you can't go back in it on the same turn. I think is fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna slap a sanctuary on him
That's fair.
and then call it there.
Okay.
Wait.
Sass, you're on deck.
Wait. I'm gonna. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, right. That's a bonus action, not an action. Never mind.
Okay. Sass, you're up. There is, it feels like there is fire in your veins right now. Almost like as if you're feeling like a rotten poison within your veins. There is an ooze right to your right in front of Septimus, within 5 feet of you, and then one right behind it.
Great.
You just saw
thing-
Fear and just absolutely smash the two that were in front of you.
So, as I'm like writhing at the pure ick of this, I will bonus action my tentacle, and I will try and splat that first one that's next to Septimus.
Go for the attack.
Okay. 16.
No hit.
Okay, good. So that's gonna be 6 points of cold damage.
Okay. Creature looks injured.
Great. First Eldritch Blast
Mhm.
is gonna go to that one.
Okay.
28.
That'll hit.
It was almost a 1, which is why I made.
Oh wait, are you attack? This is at disadvantage because it's within 5 feet of you.
19.
Still hits.
Okay, so the damage was 8 force damage.
To the one who was already injured, right?
Yes.
That one.
Great. And then my
Pops.
last Eldritch Blast will be for the other one.
Okay, this one's not at disadvantage.
Okay. 26.
That'll hit.
5 points of force damage.
Okay, that one is still alive.
Yeah,
Anything else, Sass?
that's all I got.
Okay. I need Sass and Septimus to give me Constitution saving throws.
Boogers. 9.
Septimus.
11.
We've been within 2 of each other this whole time.
Septimus, you just succeed. Sass, you fail. Septimus,
Was that close?
This is not, when you succeed on this, it does not expel the rotten blood from you. You just take half damage and aren't poisoned by it. Sass, you are now considered poisoned.
Great. That's
And
disadvantage
Sass,
on
you
attack
take
rolls.
4 necrotic damage. Septimus, you take 2 necrotic damage. As the coagulated blood is feasting on your blood.
Ew. Get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out!
All right. The ooze does need to make a save to stay in your body, though. So, Septimus, your ooze
Now,
does not... What?
Okay. No, I was about to say I sanctuared him, so I mean it sounds like he's fine anyway, but he needed
No
some
one's
sort of
attacked him.
bonus.
It's not an attack. There's no attack that's happened.
Okay, I didn't know if it was a targeted ability.
It's not a harmful spell and it's not an attack. It's just a effect that happens because it's poison blood into his blood. I guess it's sort of a...
Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... It rules is written. It's actually... Sanctuary is a little weird there. An attack?
Well, there's a
I
reason
guess-
why
oh, it is an
Sanctuary is a
attack.
first level spell.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not going to protect you from everything.
Yeah, because it's not an attack, it's an action, so it's weird. But yeah, exactly. Well, let me double check that actually. Yeah, because it's an odd one. It's not. It's just an action. It's not an attack. But Septimus, the ooze does kind of expel out of you at this point,
Oh,
and
no.
is not in you anymore. As you sort of feel this attack where it starts to bite into your blood, and then it sort of just comes out of the exact wound that came up before kind of slowly forming in front of you. This ooze. Sass, I'm gonna roll for yours now. Sass, yours is still inside. The ooze that's still alive outside is gonna go for an attack on Fearn. That is going to miss. So that ooze.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity? Because I'm 30 feet away.
Why are you 30 feet away? Did
I
you move in the last one? I missed
Yeah.
that. Sorry, I didn't know that you moved. I missed that part. So, that's right, because you were running towards that. So I'm sorry, it does not attack you. It can't even reach you. It would actually have to attack Sass or Septimus. So I'm going to have it attack Septimus. Which you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it'll
That's
do
an attack.
a saving throw. What's the DC?
18.
18. What kind of DC save is it?
Wisdom?
Where's this thing's wisdom? Thank God it was wisdom. It got a 17, so it can't. What does it do? It has to attack someone else, right?
It has to attack somebody else or forego the attack.
All right, sorry, Sass. It's going to attack you.
It's okay. You tried really hard.
I don't think it's gonna hit though. Sass
I don't
does,
know.
Does a where is it? I don't think a 12 is gonna hit Sass.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so it misses you, Sass. All right, so there's 2 oozes on the outside. There's 1 ooze still inside Sass. Septimus, you are up.
2 oozes on the outside.
What's up?
There's 2 oozes in front of me.
There's one in
One.
front of Sass and 1 in front of you.
Okay.
The one in front of
Killed
you is
one.
one of them came out of Septimus.
Right. Gross.
Yeah, Septimus, you actually probably vomited that out. But it's still there and ready to attack.
I'm gonna take a flame one. Boom.
That's a saving throw, right? Dex?
Dex saving throw.
13.
Nope.
All right, we'll roll damage.
It will take 10 radiant damage.
Okay, that's the one that's in front of you. It hasn't taken any damage yet. Yes. Okay, it is still up, but it's looking very weak. Anything else? Your bonus action?
No, that's it.
Okay. Jacquet, you are up. There are 2 oozes in front, 2 wounded oozes in front of your friends.
Bonus action, steady aim, attack the one in front of Sass. 26 to hit.
That hits. I'm pretty sure your modifier and rolling a 1 on the dice will kill it, so
15 magical piercing.
15 magical piercing will do it as this one explodes. Anything else,
Cool.
Jacquet?
I stand there, triumphant.
Love it. All right. Fearn, you are up. You are 30 feet away. Your friends are standing the fight. They're killing these oozes.
So how many are left? Just the
One ooze that
that's-
you can see.
Okay. I'm just gonna use my maul again. We're gonna use the soaring thunder effect. Spell save at DC 15.
It fails.
Nice.
Okay, 2nd level catapult. I always forget how much damage that is.
It's under your spells.
Oh wow. I was here Googling like a pleb, not knowing my own character. Here we are, 4d8. That's going to be a solid 15, Sean. Do I get to add the Thunderous Stone ability that gives me plus 2d6 thunder damage for any target my maul hits?
No, because it's not. It's part of the. It's the saving throw effect. But it doesn't matter because that's way more than you need to take this thing out. As Jacquette takes out the first one and explodes, a boulder goes by and just shatters this other one. As all the visible ones are dead.
I said move! And I sit there with I stomp on the ground because I don't want to leave without it, people, but I'm still like 30 feet away.
At this point, Sass, I imagine you will go through the initiative of it, but you are like writhing. She's sweating. There's like her eyes are getting red.
And I healed up to full health, but I imagine that there was still scrapes that had scabbed over during the short rest. So I'm like scratching at the scabs, just like trying to like any point wherever it went in.
Bruce, you are up before Sass goes. You popped a sanctuary on Septimus. What do you want to do? It's your turn now.
I feel blind as a bat. Until I can get my feet on the ground and not...
As safe as the bag is, there are many disadvantages to being in the bag during combat.
Correct. Of the blobs I can see...
You cannot see any blobs.
I can't see any blobs.
There's only one blob left, and it's inside Sass.
Did I see it happen?
You were in the bag when it happened.
Okay, so I wouldn't know it's happened.
No. If you popped your head out, you would see Sass writhing in pain.
You alright?
No, it's fucking inside.
Oh!
It's in my blood. I don't know how to get it out.
Let's see what I got. I go back in the bag, look for tools. Pop my head back out. No, I don't have any tools in there.
Drink some water.
You want some more? Here, get in the bag. Drown it. Sorry. No.
I might have an idea, but if you have anything to help.
I don't. I'm gonna slap her with a metal plate.
Flavor plate or a real spell?
Oh, cure wounds.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Oops. Oh. You heal 7 points.
I was only down 4. Thanks, Bruce.
You're welcome. It hurts a little bit as I slap you right in the left shoulder blade.
Oh, God.
Sass, I have one hand with the bag and Bruce just halfway out, just like,
Sass, you are up.
Okay. All right. I don't know how this would work, but let me talk it through.
Okay.
I have a spell called Enervation. And
intervention.
No, Enervation.
Mm-hmm.
And so it says touches a creature you can see. Well, I can't see this, can I? Because it's
You cannot
inside.
see it.
It's in your eyeballs, though.
Then how about, hold on, let me try this one. This one doesn't say I need to see. Okay. How about the good old vampiric touch? If I just
You have to. Okay, you can try.
Because I don't. It says Shadow Wreath Hand can siphon life force from others to heal your wounds. But I'm just trying to kill the thing.
You have to touch it.
It's in my blood, Sean. I am touching it.
Stick your finger in the hole.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You can target yourself with it.
Yeah.
Should be weird. I don't think you can do that, actually.
No, I'm trying to target the thing on the inside.
You can try.
This is pretty hard.
But you can't see it. You really, even though you have wounds, like you can't touch it in that way. It has full cover
Okay.
inside your body.
All right. Then I guess I will hold Eldritch Blasts until it vomits itself out of my body.
Okay. Sass, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I would like to give her advantage on that Constitution saving throw with my reaction.
Absolutely.
God.
Sass, you're gonna take half damage. You're gonna take 2 necrotic damage,
Okay.
and this thing is gonna make a check to see if it can stay in your body.
Okay.
It does not. It fails its check.
I lay into it as
Go ahead and roll your Eldritch Blast attack on it. It is within melee range of you, so you do have disadvantage.
I'm poisoned anyway. Am I still poisoned?
You're not poisoned. It's only
Okay,
for that
all right.
turn that you were originally
Okay.
poisoned.
All right. So then, with disadvantage is 16.
That'll hit.
That is going to be 12 points of force damage on the first one.
Okay.
And the second with disadvantage is going to be. I don't think an 11 will hit.
An 11 will not hit.
But my tentacle is still up.
Go for it. That does not have
So-
disadvantage, so that's good.
It doesn't.
The
Oh, right,
tentacle
because I'm
doesn't.
not.
It's
Right,
not-
right. So I am not poisoned anymore. Yeah. How about a 26?
26 will hit. Go ahead and roll
Right.
damage.
Oh my god. 5 points of cold damage.
Splat!
Thank God.
With both of those attacks, this final ooze
I
explodes.
fall on my ass and skitter backwards and just fuck this place.
Damn right. Let's go.
So, what do y'all do? The oozes are all dead, it seems.
Start booking it after Fear.
Jacquet will continue to stealth up on the rooftops.
Mhm. Okay. Is everyone just booking it to the piers? Other than Jacquet?
I would say that Fear doesn't see Jaquette. You know, he just like poofed away, and he doesn't want to lose him. So he maintains he basically lets everybody catch up and maintains like a brisk pace. Not like full speed, but like unless anybody, tells him otherwise, he's probably going like, his regular movement speed, just towards the thing, like trying to act casual, but like, hurriedly.
Okay. You pass the flesh butcher shop, and you descend some steps down to the piers, where you can see they are, they lead out into the garbage-filled water, and you can see to the right, just as Estos described, there is a circular open grate to enter into the sewer system. There doesn't appear to be any enemies around here that you can see, and the sewer grate itself looks a little bit less infested, especially compared to the butcher shop behind you. Anyone with a passive perception of 12 or higher will notice that at the end of one of the piers is a treasure chest covered in jewels.
From the rooftop, having not descended yet, Jacquet is going to take out his spyglass and get a closer look.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Fear's-
natural 20
Natural 20.
for a
Let's go.
26.
Are you just scoping it out?
Oh yeah, and he'll look directly at it, but then also survey the area around it,
Yep.
looking for the obvious traps and
Traps or
etc.
anything, yeah. So there does seem to be like other parts of the pier that have kind of like rotted through, the whatever like crates or chests that were on it have fallen through and probably sunk into the bottom of the water. There are 3 piers. This chest is on the middle pier. This is an offloading dock for small goods, so they're not like super deep piers that go far out. They're only about 30 feet out into the water. And the chest is at the end. It might even look as though someone like offloaded this chest, and then the world went to shit, and no one's touched these piers, and most things have either fallen off or lay in detritus. There are other crates and boxes, but this one is clearly like a well-made chest. It has some jewels on it. You don't really notice any spirits. There are a few bodies that might be concerning around it that are just old corpses that are mostly rotted away. Just being in a land of undeath, anything that looks like it's dead is a little suspicious.
But nothing about the chest makes me think that's a mimic.
No.
Okay. Cool. So after taking a moment to look at it, Jacquette will shimmy on down the building and go, so that chest, huh?
You all look over, and as he points it out, there is a bejeweled chest at the end of the middle pier.
A boulder swooshes past Jacquette's head as Fearn retracts his boulder because he forgot to do it earlier.
Easy with that.
Isn't that just a little strange that there's just a chest out in the fucking open?
Wait. I got it. As Bruce fully gets out of the bag, because he's just been a head and an arm. Like a baby from the womb. Bruce emerges, and I'm going to cast nothing first. I'm first just going to observe.
Okay.
Who cares? Let's get moving.
If we can make some quick cash on this, it makes everything easier down the road.
All right, well, throw it in the bag and we'll deal with it later.
Right, well, we have to get to it first. Something tells me that it's not going to be the easiest thing.
Sean, I'm going to just perceive.
Like just perception check the
Perception check. Yes, sir.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Rolled a 17. Going to add 5 to that for a 23. Sorry, 22.
It is a chest with
Can I
some
see
dead
what's
bodies
inside
around
it?
it. You're gonna get closer to 30 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were still looking at it from afar. What did you roll again?
23.
23.
And just like the area around it, like, does it look like it's going to be trapped? There's dead bodies around it?
Yeah.
How are they
there's-
orientated?
Yeah, are they, like, on top of it? Are they?
No, it almost looks as though people who were offloading this dock were killed and lay where they fell.
Got it.
But with that perception check, with your tremor sense, it looks like a chest.
No traps?
No, not that you would need to get a closer look to like actually look at individual mechanisms if there's anything inside, but you can't see anything inside it basically in this current state. It almost looks like it's like blacked out.
I'm gonna get a little closer.
Okay.
A little closer. Not super close.
Jacquette goes with him.
Fear is not following, but is staying like a couple of feet away, like, cautiously ready to protect if necessary.
And I will have moved my tentacle with us, so
Okay.
I will move it close, and if anything attacks them, I can protect.
Okay.
Maybe like 20 feet away, Sean.
20 feet away. All right. So this pier
From Jacquette.
is 5 feet wide, so you'd need to be moving in a single file. So who's up first?
If that's the case, I might just
Bruce.
wait at the end of the pier.
Okay. So Bruce is creeping up first. Jacquette right behind.
Jacquette's behind him.
Sass behind with the tentacle. Okay. There's almost if Sass was taller, a pyramid happening. So once you get maybe 15 feet away from it, you feel the creaking underneath you. And Bruce, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Is this against the trap?
No, technically no.
Okay.
Has it
all right.
been more than a minute since I used prophetic doodad, Sean?
Ooh.
I would say you can. I'll give you one more use of it here.
Okay, advantage for
Yeah.
you.
For me?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I rolled an 18, but I appreciate it. Oh, natural 20. Thank you.
Do you
Okay,
have a minus 2?
I do have -2. Yes.
so the chest does start to shake,
Oh.
and the lid does fly open, and you can see there is this like flesh-like creature inside of it. Mimics are pretty undetectable without true sight.
Yeah, I know.
And if a year ago you had done this, I would have given it to you because I was a much gentler GM and would bend the rules because I felt bad. But no, you get attacked by this mimic. It is a spitting mimic, so it spits acid at you, Bruce.
No.
You succeeded on your save though, with obviously. So you're only going to take half damage.
Can I reduce it with my tentacle?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, because it tentacle. Any damage they take, right?
Mm-hmm. It says takes damage within 10 feet of the tentacle. You can use your reaction to choose that creature and reduce damage by 1d8.
Ooh.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that 1d8.
It's going to reduce it by 5.
Thank you.
Okay, so it dealt 35 acid damage. Halve that though. So you're looking at 17 acid damage.
Minus 5.
-5.
12.
Woo!
-5. Yep. As this thing lunges out, and you can see like this is like so this is not like a typical mimic you've heard of, which they are like literally the chest is part of its body. This mimic is more like a hermit crab that has taken housing in this chest, and it sort of spindled its flesh into it so that it can feel if something touches the chest or feel things within the area. As it opens up and just sort of you see this sort of like leech-like mouth spits acid from this mass of red flesh at you. You get some of it on you, but thankfully you dodge most of it, and a tentacle blocks a chunk of it.
Can I make a reaction?
Do you have a
As an
reaction that
action?
will?
It's not a reaction. It's an action.
I
didn't just.
No, I need because you were surprised, so I need an initiative roll from everyone again.
Oh.
Oh, God.
It's actually perfect because Septimus was so tapped out of this. It's like, yeah, of course, yeah, go for the chest. Mhm.
20 to 25.
20 something. 24.
Nice.
21, sorry.
No problem. 15 to 19.
18.
10 to 14. 5 to 9. 1 to 4.
4.
4.
All
Oh.
right. I'll let the nerds go at the same time. Jacquette, you're up first with Fear on deck. This thing is 20 feet away from you, Jacquette, 15 feet away from Bruce, 20 feet away from Sass, and then I'll say 25 feet from Fearn, and 30 feet from Septimus.
Nope, this isn't something we have to deal with. And Jacquette is going to pick up Bruce, feline agility, movement, dash, to run back up the pier.
Okay.
Wait, hold this action.
Why? He's just holding
never
him
mind.
up.
That's
as there's steam from the acid coming off of Bruce.
you turned my head to me. Why?
Don't even waste a single spell slot. Let's just leave. And Jacquette
That's
has run
fair.
down the pier towards the entrance of the sewers.
Okay.
I could technically move 60 feet.
60 feet, perfect. So that would get you pretty much, 15 feet from the sewer grate.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so Fearin, you're up. You see them dash past you. What do you do?
I'm assuming I don't have a good shot because
You have a straight
Uh,
shot. It's 20 feet away from you. There's nothing in between you and it. They just moved through you guys. Get out of there.
oh. Okay, well, yeah, I'm totally gonna throw something at it. Boulder time, baby. DC 15, please.
What kind of save is it?
The catapult kind.
It rolled a natural 19 on its dice.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well,
Oh my goodness.
that's enough for me. I'm out. I'm running
Okay.
with everybody else.
Okay, excellent. It's the mimic's turn.
I'll say that I'm I hold up the rear. So if there's anybody who was like a little bit slower because they were ahead of me.
So
Like-
the only people ahead of you are Septimus and Jacquette and Bruce, because you were in the rear by the opening of the pier. So Sass is still in front of you. And Sass, I said you were 20 feet from it, right?
Wait. So
I'm sorry.
I
I
would-
totally lied to you earlier.
I'm a little
I thought
confused.
that I mixed up your positioning with Sass's. You were not. Sass was in front of you before. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna instead then I want to stay like in between it and Sass.
Okay, so you'd have to
Like, I
move
like-
up to the 15.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. All right, so Fearin comes up and sort of pushes you behind him and stands in front of you as this mimic is tentacles are writhing out, this fleshy creature, leech-like creature within this treasure chest.
I scream, get out of here.
All right, I'm gonna see if it gets it's up next, and then Sass is on deck. I'm gonna see if it gets its acid back. It does not. Fear, and you see the tentacles of this thing reach out and start to pull itself forward, pulling the chest behind it, as it's come rushing towards you and is going to go for its attacks on you. It's going to go for 2 pseudopod attacks and a bite attack on you.
Oh.
First one is an 18 to hit.
Nope.
Second one is going to miss as well with the pseudopod, and for its bite, it misses everything as it comes rushing up. Got a nat 1 on its bite. As it is just writhing at you, and you're able to kind of keep it at bay. I imagine you like grabbing its tentacles and pulling it aside, using your maul as a block as this leech-like mouth is biting at your face as it kind of protrudes out like those leeches in that King Kong movie.
Oh God.
Nightmare
Yeah.
fuel.
But it fails all of its attacks on you, Fearn. Sass, you are up. Nerds, you're on deck.
So as when Fearin says, "Let's go," I'll say, "Then you need to fucking go too. Don't run towards it. Let's go." And I will back up, or I'll run my 30 feet.
Mhm.
I will send 2 Eldritch Blasts at it from my 30 feet, and my bonus action will be my own tentacle to smash it.
Go for it.
All right, so let's do Eldritch Blast.
AC
first.
is 14.
Has a natural 20.
Yeah.
Excellent. Maximize
alright.
your dice and then roll.
So does
It's the first.
it's a D-
The first one is
yeah,
nat
yeah,
20.
it's D10, and does the modifier double 2 or no?
No, modifier stays
Okay,
the same.
so 14 plus
Mm-hmm.
14 plus 5 is 19. Yes, 19. So 19 points of damage on the first one, force damage.
Excellent.
Second one, what'd you say? AC was 14?
Yep.
Haha, I rolled a 14.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, God, my damage rolls are balls tonight. 6 points of force damage.
Okay. 25
And then-
damage total. Tentacle.
And the tentacle, flat. 24.
That'll hit.
Oh my God. 1 on the damage. 5 points of cold damage.
Okay, this thing's taking 30 points of damage as you pew pew. You can see it kind of recoils back from its little like flavor grapple with Fearn, as then the tentacle just smacks it. And I always imagine when your tentacle smacks, it then kind of like dissipates and reforms.
Like a splash of water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very much so. That's very awesome. All right, Sass, and then you ran your 30 feet, right? Okay, nerds, you are up. Well, Bruce, you're with Jacquette, so you're kind of out of the fight. But Jacquette, you moved your full movement speed, right? Okay, so what was that? That was 60 feet, right?
60.
Yeah, so you're 60 feet away from where you were, Bruce.
Yeah, never mind.
Which actually, at an angle going up this, you're actually like range-wise for spells, the creature is more like 30 feet away from you.
Yeah, I'm not really gonna do much of anything. I'm kind of just gonna, be in cat scruff mode.
Yeah, just giving you the opportunity if you wanted to.
Oh, thank you.
But
I must listen to the cat.
Okay.
Jacquette put you down before the end of his turn, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I imagine you put him down when you got to safe distance.
Where's the sewer grate?
Sewer grate's 15 feet ahead of you.
In that case, I'm gonna make my way over there and try to see what mechanism closes it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation check.
What the fuck? That's I rolled another natural 20. That's a 32.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah. So there is a old grate that is like on a hinge that is like slightly rusted off its hinge that would need like a mending to put back together, but it can be closed. Right now it's just not operable because of rust and it being slightly off the hinge.
In that case, can that count as a bonus action, and can I use an action to mend it?
No, that was an investigation action.
Boo.
But you can mend it on the next round once everyone's in, maybe.
Boo. Okay.
I'm sorry that I'm trying to use the rules.
How dare you
more.
use the rules, Sean?
Anything else, nerd number one?
No, I can't. I'm not gonna scream in the air as a bonus action.
Nerd number two, Septimus. You are. I said you were 30. You're 15 feet away from it. Or I'm sorry, you're 20 feet away from it. Sass just ran past you. Fearn is still on the dock wrestling with it.
I'm gonna follow Sass and run for the hole.
Perfect.
You would.
All right. You can dash if you want, since you're not going to do anything else.
I would love to.
Yep. So with the dash, you will be able to get up with Bruce at the opening of it, because Jacques had been further up the dock, so you can actually get to it.
In that case, can I just on the same turn be like, mend that?
Yes, but it'll still also have to wait because he dashed here.
Oh, never mind.
The narration of D&D sometimes makes it feel like you're just standing there for the rest of the 6 seconds of it, but you're both sort of in the moment getting there and discovering it at the same time that it needs to be mended. Jacquette, you are up. You are 15 feet from the grate.
Okay. Jacquette is going to... How far away from the creature am I?
At an angle, 30 feet.
All right, Jacquette's going to move 10 feet towards it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll bonus action steady aim. No, I won't because I'm moving. I'm just going to attack the dagger of lightning return.
Sounds good.
For a 14 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay, cool.
And Fearn is engaged with it, so it does get sneak attack.
Right. So that is going to be 18 magical piercing and 3 lightning.
Nice.
Its speed is reduced by 10.
Excellent.
Jacquette again to Fearn goes, okay, Fearn, time to make your exit. And he'll move 20 feet back towards the sewer entrance.
Speed would have been reduced by 10 with my other
Yes,
class
it's reduced by 20 right now. The creature is bloody. And you can see like the ice and the lightning affecting it is like removed its entire ability to move. Okay, Fearn, you're up. You're muted.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm going to use my action to disengage Sean.
Okay.
And I'm going to move my 30 feet, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to recall my thing again and hit
absolutely.
it for a DC 15.
You got it. It fails.
Okay, that's
With
1d8
a 7 on the dice.
1d8 bludgeoning, 1d8 thunder. That's 4 of each.
8. All right, nice. Okay, yeah, you're able to run back. On the mimic's turn, it can't move. We'll see if it gets its spit back, which would really only be able to hit Fearn. Well, actually, technically, it could hit Jacquet too with where he went, but does not get its spit back, so it is stuck there, flailing its tentacles around as it's trying to break the ice and it's like convulsing at the lightning that is going through its body, as it cannot move, and therefore does not have the ability to attack anyone or do anything, which gives you all a full turn to do whatever you want, which with everyone's movement speeds, dashes, and whatnot, you can all get to the sewer grate, and also you boys would have time to mend it as well. As this creature is flailing on the docks, you're all inside the sewer grate. Would you like to mend it and close it?
Absolutely.
Okay, and there's once you're in, there's sort of this silence for a moment as you got away from the mimic, as you can just then start to slowly hear the drips of the sewer beyond, and you start to hear the flow of water as you look down the dark tunnel. But you have successfully fled from anything on the surface and are now have entered the Stormbreaker Landing sewers.
Oh my goodness.
And as it's about to be 10 o'clock, I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
Victory!
Or
Practically saved this town already.
Yeah, right. 4 dead blobs and a wounded mimic. They should build a statue of you. No, but you have successfully gotten to the underbelly. We'll be able to make your way up next session to the bathhouses. All right, folks. That's what we're going to call it tonight. Thank you for joining us, despite all the tech goblin errors, or whatever we usually say. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for joining us as we continue through Stormbreaker Landing. See you all next time.